I saw this movie back at the London Film Festival, I got a real feel for kind of, it felt very, there was a British sense of comedy about it. I don't know if it was the kind of surrealistic nature of it, and then I saw you sort of tweet the other day about coming over here, and you sort of mentioned a couple of names. I think Armando Iannucci was one, for example. And that all made perfect sense to me. I was just wondering, are you a big fan of British comedy, and has that been a big influence on your career?
Yes, I grew up with British comedy. My sister was a theatre major, and she got me a bit of Fry and Laurie and Jeeves and Wooster and The Young Ones on VHS. And I had no business as a 7-year-old watching that stuff in New Orleans, Louisiana. But I did, and I love Jeeves and Wooster. I love P.G. Wodehouse. I love like the schemes of that comedy and setup and payoff. And I feel like that became my like early education in comedy. And there's a couple of lines that I steal from The Young Ones in this, of like me saying typical, like when the boombox doesn't work. That's Rick Mayall, saying that when a giant sandwich falls through the ceiling. And I remember laughing at that as a kid, and I didn't realize that until like years later. But no, I love Armando Iannucci. I write in the same way that his team does. It's all out loud. I never write in screenplay format. It's all just performance based, and it's all got to come out of human vocal cords eventually, and you find the best improv in doing it. But it was a lonely experience before realizing that my heroes write the same way.
And I mean, for a feature film debut, it's very creative. Quite a few risks have been taken in this, in the sense I think that the opening shot is really long.
Yeah.
But that's the sort of thing that so say filmmakers who have been made 7 or 8 films, they can kind of get away with that. But as it's your first film, did you have to really convince people to say, just let me tell my story how I want it to be told?
So I was lucky in that I made the short film first that is the opening scene, and it's a 10-minute long shot of watching this guy have a mental breakdown. Very funnily and very tragically. And so that had won the Sundance Film Festival in 2016. And so after that, I feel like because it was just a feature adaptation of the short film, people were like, oh, he must know what he's doing. Like, if Sundance said that he's cool, he's probably cool. And so I didn't have a whole lot of people telling me that you can't open a movie with a 13-minute long shot, or you can't slap a corpse at the end of a film, or any of the things that people probably should have told me. But I'm glad they didn't. The movie's good, and because we were willing to take those risks, and I was like, what's the worst going to happen? What, are we going to get into trouble? Like, I think the movie ended up having this bizarre auteurship that I never planned. It was just because I was the dude who was doing all of it. Like, it just ended up being a piece of auteurship.
And in regards to slapping a corpse, I mean, when you shoot a scene like
Next
that...
question.
But I just mean, like, it's kind of shocking, kind of funny, and kind of tragic, and all these things.
Good.
But when you're shooting it, how was it to shoot? I mean, did you laugh when you were shooting
all the time?
Yeah.
And I apologize. So Jocelyn DeBoer plays my wife. She plays Roz in the film, and she's a comedian. She's like this, and a filmmaker. She just made Greener Grass that was at Sundance this year, and she's incredible and so talented. And I actually connected with her in some of the close-up coverage that we ended up not using, but a lot of it is us laughing and then me going, I'm so sorry, I am so sorry, and she's like, no, it's fine, did we get it, let's keep going. But no, I don't know, it was always awkward. It's like a man's alone in a room and there happens to be a team of camera people behind, and I'm slapping a dead body and then standing up and then leaving the room, and it is this weird voyeuristic thing where you're present with this guy in his darkest moment, but it makes sense. I mean, it's just a corpse, like, it's fine.
Yeah. And I'm just wondering too about what it was like sort of directing yourself, and also just sort of going forward. Do you think you could ever be a director for hire, or do you think you would only ever really work on your own stuff?
No. So I directed. Well, I guess that's true. The vast majority of the stuff that I've done, my short films, have been stuff that I don't act in. It's just me directing and like building challenging showcases for other actors. I would love to do that. I mean, I never have the opportunity. I don't get many offers. I don't get many offers as an actor. People don't come up to me and like that just doesn't. I don't think that Hollywood exists anymore. You kind of have to be doing it yourself.
So have you got anything lined up? Are you working on anything at the moment?
I just shot a werewolf movie with an American studio. My first studio picture. That was really fun in Utah in March. And then we're in development to do a TV show about astronauts coming back to the suburbs with Hulu. That's really funny and really poignant, and I hope they let us do it.
Brilliant. Thanks so much for your time. Much appreciated.
Oh, no, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're watching Hey You Guys!
Hey You Guys, huh?
Hey You Guys.
Is that from the Goonies?
It is indeed, yeah.
Nice.
Hey